Terence Crawford has just called out Floyd Mayweather, and Joe Rogan, along with the boxing community, are going off about this debate.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Man.
Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
Come on now. You got to have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your ass.
Okay, that's...
So just for everybody here, what do you take from this night? A defeat, but what do you extract from tonight?
Fue una gran noche para el boxeo. Me siento muy orgulloso de lo que se logró hoy. Como mexicano me siento muy orgulloso de lo que he logrado, de hasta donde he llegado para representar a mi país. Me siento muy orgulloso. Fue una gran noche para el boxeo.
A great night for boxing, a great night for the sport, for everyone. And as a Mexican, everything that I have accomplished for my people, for the country, very proud, and a great night for boxing.
Straight back, Canelo. Straight back. Right here. Can you describe what it was like for you fighting Bud, what he was doing that was giving you the kind of problems that you couldn't really do enough to get what would have been, I guess, a close decision?
Y para todos, ¿cómo fue enfrentar a Bud Crawford, los problemas que te dio y cómo no pudiste seguir con tus planes?
We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab. He used his distance. He had poise in the ring. He wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept his different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
The GOAT conversation has officially exploded. Floyd Mayweather, as always, believes that in his prime, he was untouchable. He insists that he would have beaten Crawford without question, but Crawford has responded saying you cannot compare eras. Floyd was the greatest then, but he is the greatest now. This has sparked one of the biggest what-if debates in modern boxing.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now.
How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing, and
he said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for
Really? Is that good?
How to learn boxing, you know?
Really?
For me, pound for pound, number one is Terence Crawford. I like this man. It's a great fighter.
I think it's Crawford first.
Floyd beat everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see. That's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he was active.
Who you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Prime Floyd Mayweather versus Prime Terence Crawford. Fans are arguing nonstop over who would come out on top. Floyd, the undefeated master of defense, the man who built his career on never getting hit clean, versus Crawford, a ruthless switch hitter with speed, timing, and the ability to finish fights in devastating fashion. Many fans believe Floyd would struggle. Crawford isn't just another technician, he is a complete fighter. He adapts mid-fight, switches stances, and keeps opponents guessing. The boxing community is buzzing, saying Crawford would not only compete with Floyd, he could possibly dominate him, but Mayweather's supporters won't let it go.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
That's incredible. You look down the resume, and this guy has stepped up and fought everyone and anyone. I don't want to hear any David Benavidez talk. That's the only one where I can say, oh, he kind of ducked Benavidez. But aside from that, he's taken on all comers. I don't know what else there is left to achieve. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, right? Like achievements, targets. I don't know what is left to achieve. Like when you set out as a boxer, I guess, you know, if you're good, then I guess you're hoping to become a world champion. If you're good, and you're hoping if I become a world champion, I make some good money. I mean, I read out how many times he's been a world champion, and I read out how much money I think he's made. So he's ticked all the boxes. Like every single box has been ticked. But there will be this itch that he has. And I've been around Canelo a few times. And that boy is intense sometimes. Sometimes he's chill, but sometimes he's intense. And he isn't going to want to go out like that. Yes, he didn't get splattered on the canvas, but he got comprehensively beaten. And I feel like there will still be a few more Canelo fights to right that wrong. Now, I don't know if he tries to right the wrong against Crawford. I don't know if there was a rematch clause in that fight. I guess there probably would have been. I mean, if you are undisputed at 168 pounds, I think you'd be stupid not to put a rematch clause in there. So look, He might go back to the drawing board, go back to his camp and say, can we beat Crawford? Like have an honest conversation with Eddie Reynoso and the other trainers in that camp and say, can we beat him? And if we can, where did we go wrong? Can we fix it in time to get in the ring with him again in 7 or 8 months? And if Eddie says no, then there has to be a real conversation of, okay, what's the point then?
They argue Floyd's defense, his movement, and his fight IQ are simply unmatched. Nobody figured him out in over 50 professional fights, and they say Crawford would be no different. This is why the GOAT conversation is so heated, because for every fan who says Crawford is better than Mayweather ever was, there are just as many who claim Floyd remains untouchable. Joe Rogan and other analysts are adding fuel to the fire.
If I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
I don't know, but it'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes Floyd the best, so unique, something that we have not seen before?
His defense and his instincts. I think Floyd had the best defense in boxing history.
Most people don't know shit about boxing, but Terence Bud Crawford does. Great fight, shutout. Just what I assumed would happen. This boxing smart would beat Canelo's tactics. Like from round 2, I saw Canelo being on the back foot, and eventually Crawford was just dancing around him, doing his thing. So yeah, again, I like Crawford. I just think the way he fights is clean. Like he makes very little mistakes, and he knows the sweet science of boxing. So yeah, he showed why he's the best right now. One of the best in history.
It became a fight where Crawford made it where Canelo, to have any chance, he had to go get close. So he had to go through a bad neighborhood.
Yep.
And Crawford mugged him. It's that simple. He had to go through a bad neighborhood to get anything done, to get to the place that something was going to be done good.
Yeah.
And he got mugged going through that neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, if I think about it, if I do come back, can you train me?
We're not even,
Please. I'm asking you right now if I do.
Do they have commercials on this thing? You guys got commercials.
Breaking down how this dream fight might look. Floyd controlling distance, making Crawford miss, and countering all night long, but Crawford cutting angles, pressing forward, and landing those sharp, punishing shots that have ended so many fights. It's a clash of eras, a clash of styles, and one of the most fascinating debates boxing has ever seen.
I feel great to share the ring with great fighters like him. And if we do it again, it's gonna be great. But you know what? I'm glad to share the ring with great fighters, and I'm glad to be here. I already did a lot in boxing. I already accomplished a lot in boxing. My legacy is already there, and I still taking risks because I love boxing. You know, Crawford is a great fighter, a skilled fighter, and I get the credit to Crawford, obviously. And I feel great. I still feel the same.
Where does Canelo go from here, Henry?
He needs to rematch. If I'm Canelo, I want to rematch Terence Crawford. He got schooled, bro. He got outboxed by Terence Crawford. And I know that he's itching to get that one back. The first time he fought Triple G, and he came back the second time, and he legit beat Triple G.
Once in a lifetime fight. It doesn't need to be a rematch. I think Bud would do worse the next fight. He would put it on Canelo a little worse than that, because that style of fight, I don't think he beats someone like Terence Crawford. But if I'm Terence Crawford, of course I'll fight him again. But this time, I'm the A side. I think Terence Crawford is going to be more confident next time, knowing that I can punch with this guy. I can take his shot. I'm faster.
He fought Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
He didn't do what the last two did, just run. He threw at him. I'm going to call your bluff, bro. I'm going to fight you.
How hard did he hit? How hard did he hit? He didn't hit as hard as I thought he was. You know, he's definitely technical, but, you know, I've been hit harder.
All right, let's talk about it. Does Saul Canelo Alvarez deserve a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford? Bo Max said, listen, I told you that man didn't want no smoke. He didn't want no smoke before the fight. He didn't want no smoke the night of the fight. He don't want no smoke in the future. That man don't want no type of bud in his lungs. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Given the fact that Saul Canelo Alvarez is a world champion, everything that he has done for the sport of boxing, a Hall of Famer, even though he got his ass whooped and got his ass handed to him, does he deserve a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford? If the rematch happened, how do you see it going? Y'all know what my pick is going to be, because I can no longer afford to go against Terence Bud Crawford. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section.
Crawford, the message is clear. He doesn't need to prove himself against Mayweather. He's already beaten the best of his generation, including Canelo Alvarez. But calling Floyd out, even indirectly, sends a statement. He's saying he belongs in the same conversation as Floyd, maybe even above him. The question now is simple. Who do you think would win, Prime Mayweather or the Terence Crawford we see today?